How's it going, guys? Topic for today's video, Lowe's versus Home Depot. Which one do I prefer and which one do I recommend? So over the past, since actually March of 2016, I've been doing a lot of shopping at both Home Depot and at Lowe's. I do have a preference, and there's a good reason for that preference. And just to let you know, like, neither Home Depot or Lowe's is sponsoring me for this video or anything like that. This is just my personal opinion after spending many thousands of dollars. So I'll start off with a little bit of a story. So this first initial experience at Home Depot definitely led me to prefer Lowe's. So basically what ended up happening was I went to Home Depot first in order to get a material quote for the first basically series of materials that I was going to need for the tiny house. And so I went to Home Depot, I got a quote, and basically when you're placing a big order like that, you can go to the pro desk and basically ask for a discount on a bulk order. So I went there, I got a discount. It really wasn't even that much. It was maybe like $50, maybe $100, and I was spending I think roughly about $3,000 or so. So a discount of like $50 or $100, that doesn't work out to be a lot in terms of percentage. So I was just like, you know what, I'll go check out Lowe's, see what their price is, see if they can beat it or whatever. So I went to Lowe's with the exact same material list, and they basically put it into their system, and just their regular price on pretty well everything that I wanted was the same as the discounted price that I was getting at Home Depot. So just for the things that I was getting for the tiny house, I was already basically at a lower price, or just basically at the same price at Lowe's. And what's really cool about Lowe's is if you go there and you have an order, whether it's materials or like whatever you're buying there, and it's more than $2,000, what you can do is you can go to the pro desk. That's typically where all the contractors go. You go there, basically tell them what you want to order. They'll put it into their system, and they have this program. It's called the QSP or something like that. Essentially what they'll do if your order is more than $2,000 is they'll put everything into the system, and then they send it off, and they'll give you up to 5 to 15% off of your total order. So when I was placing all these big orders for the tiny house, I just go to Lowe's, basically have a list of everything that I wanted, and they would give me 10 to 15% off. It was never below 10, it was usually around 10 to 12% of the actual price, like their regular price, I would get off. So when you're making orders that are like between $3,000 to $5,000, like getting 10 to 12% off, like that's a significant savings. That's anywhere between $300 to $500 off of your order. So right off the bat, I placed that first order at Lowe's, and I think I ended up saving $300 to $400 off that initial order, and then that was $300 or $400 less than the discounted price that I was gonna get at Home Depot. Now the funny thing here is that this is what really actually pissed me off about Home Depot, and why I try not to shop there is because of this one experience. I had to go there and I had to buy something else. I had to buy some galvanized steel flashing that goes on the bottom side of a tiny house trailer. I went there and I was just buying it, and the guy who gave me the original quote, it was probably about 2 weeks after I originally went to Home Depot the first time, I was going there, I was just shopping, and the guy who put in my quote, he came up to me and he was like, "Oh, did you still want to, put that big order through?" And I was like, "Well, no, I went to Lowe's and I got a much better price at Lowe's." And he was like, "Well, you should have come back to Home Depot and I would have like matched that and possibly beaten it." To me, I was like, that's a really shitty deal. So now I have to keep going back and forth between these stores, and then you guys can try to keep outbidding each other to give me the lowest price. Meanwhile, you could have just given me a low price to begin with instead of me having to come back later and you telling me that I could have possibly gotten a lower price. To me, that's just a bullshit way of doing business. Why wouldn't they just give me a better price, a better initial volume price, basically when I was ordering those materials the first time and getting that quote? Because to me, that's the best price that they can do. I understand that Home Depot and Lowe's, they're obviously major competitors, so they're always gonna try to outbid each other. But Lowe's was able to give me a price that was over 10% less than the price that Home Depot is going to give me. So that one experience with that one gentleman that works at Home Depot in Tucson has completely, I'm just like, I really don't want to shop at Home Depot unless I need to go there to get something that Lowe's doesn't have. I will give Home Depot a leg up on the variety of stuff that they have. So they certainly have more variety of certain products than Lowe's does. And that's just been my experience at the stores that I've shopped at. So what has happened, I've gone to Lowe's and there's something that I'm looking to buy. Specifically, I think it's been some plumbing pieces, and I would go to Lowe's. Lowe's doesn't have it. But the thing is, I know that Home Depot has it. So I will give a little bit of credit to Home Depot, basically. They do have a wider range of products and materials and all that kind of stuff as compared to Lowe's. Another plus for Home Depot is their website. Their website is way better than Lowe's website. And I like to do a lot of ordering online if I can, just because specifically right now, if I can order something online, just like a specific thing that maybe they don't stock in the stores, then it's much easier to order it online and just have it shipped here, because the closest Lowe's and Home Depot is about 45 to 50 minutes away from where we're currently at. So sometimes it's a little bit easier to order stuff online. That little dump trailer right there I actually bought off the Home Depot website. So the Home Depot website is much easier to navigate. For some reason, trying to search for stuff in the Lowe's website is absolutely awful. Like, it's horrendous. Like, I just don't understand how they still have that website up and going when you're trying to like search for something and it brings up something totally different. Like, the search function totally sucks. So I would recommend, if you're doing some online ordering or anything like that, Home Depot's website, much better than Lowe's. The last and final point that I want to talk about is material delivery. So if you are ordering a lot of stuff, say you're ordering, construction materials for like a patio or for a tiny house or for any type of project that you're doing, Lowe's delivery, in my opinion, is going to be much better than the Home Depot delivery. So when I was originally getting that first quote from Home Depot, he basically told me that Home Depot only does curbside delivery. So basically what that means is they'll take it off the truck and they'll put it in your driveway, and then that's it. The great thing with Lowe's delivery that I experience is that these guys are willing to do anything to make it a lot easier for you. So specifically with getting a number of the orders for the tiny house, and even some of the orders that we've had out here, like the Lowe's delivery guys, they will do any type of maneuvering and any type of kind of like weird situation in order to get the pallets of materials exactly where you want it. So for example, with the tiny house here, if that original first material order that we got was and I went through Home Depot and they just did curbside delivery, I would have had to transfer all those materials from the curb or from the driveway into the backyard where I was building the tiny house. But Lowe's, they actually drove all the materials down this kind of like weird little alleyway behind the house and then into the backyard, like just maneuvering past the trailer. There wasn't even that much room between basically for the fork truck to get in there and where the trailer was situated, but they're actually able to deliver all the materials directly into the backyard. Another really good example is when we're buying all the fencing material, the awning material, all the material for the shed and for the rain roof. It was a very significant order. It was like in the order of almost $7,000 worth of materials. And because we live on a dead-end street and most of that street is dirt and there's not a lot of clearance on either side of the road, the gentleman who delivered from Lowe's had to park almost a quarter mile down the road and then drive all the material up here in his fork truck, which probably took at least 10 to 15 minutes each time. Like each time, just to bring one pallet of materials up here, he'd have to drive at least 10-15 minutes just to get down to the truck, which was like over a quarter mile down the road. I highly doubt, just from the one experience that I had, how they explained their delivery process, I highly doubt that they would have even done that. They probably just would have left the materials down at the end of the paved road just before it turns to dirt, and then I would have had to figure out a way to get the materials from there all the way up to here. So in my opinion, the price from Lowe's to Home Depot, in terms of the regular price, it's going to be very similar, because they're going to be very competitive, and also Home Depot and Lowe's are going to carry different brands, so the price is also going to reflect the different brands as well. But if you're looking to do big material orders that you need delivered, I'd 110% recommend Lowe's over Home Depot, just because of the experience that I've had thus far. When I was in Lowe's last time, I was in Tucson, and I was, placing this big material order here, is basically the guy said to me, he's like, wherever you want it delivered, we will deliver it to. And it's like that type of attitude, which is really nice. And it's not the type of attitude that I experienced when talking to a gentleman at Home Depot about their delivery system. So if you want to save anywhere between 5 to 15% off of an order greater than $2,000, definitely go to Lowe's. If you have a tricky area where you want your materials or products delivered, then definitely go with Lowe's as well. One last little thing, we bought our fridge from Lowe's, and what's nice about, putting those big orders in is that you can get like 10-15% off of your fridge, or like whatever. Like, it doesn't matter what you're buying, as long as it's more than like $2,000, then they'll give you that discount. But the guys actually maneuvered the fridge into the tiny house and around our island, and somehow got the fridge in place in a very tricky spot. And the guys didn't complain about it or anything like that. They're all, very professional, and it was really good. And it's really good experiences like those that I always prefer to go to Lowe's. So when I'm going to Sierra Vista, which is about 45-50 minutes away from here, I always prefer going to Lowe's. And if Lowe's doesn't have what I'm looking for, then I'll go to Home Depot. But I always prefer going to Lowe's over Home Depot. Awesome. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hannah and I were working on awning, so you'll definitely see some awning videos in the next couple days. And I'll catch you on the next video. Talk to you soon. Peace.